saying is the narrative that is being put out there is completely false.
So put out the right narrative.
We do, and people.
It sounds like you're banning books.
We're banning books by reading them.
That one's banned?
By saying no, we don't want these books in the library. That's what I got from the stuff I read about.
Can you read it?
Well, you know, there needs to be age-appropriate books at different levels of the.
And don't you think families should make that decision?
Absolutely.
Not you?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. But
There you go.
Yes, it is. But here's the thing.
You've got a sign on there.
When you have a child being able to find a book that has children performing sex acts on each other, that's a problem.
So stay with your kid. You decide what
I
they
should
read.
not have to stay with my child in a library
Well, then that's your decision.
to keep them from being scarred for life in their eyeballs. It is my parenting choice. And you know what else?
Perfect.
If you approve showing your child that at an age of 8 or 9,
If they do,
those are bad choices, in my opinion. Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to our See You at the Library event. We are very proud to bring this event to Jamestown, Rhode Island, and we are looking forward to having a wonderful time reading wholesome, wonderful books to children. And hopefully they'll be able to stay in color, and we give out little handbags, and it's going to be a really nice time, and I'm really excited to read to the children.
I'm Amy Rodriguez, the chapter chair of the Washington County chapter of Moms for Liberty, and we are going to have a See You at the Library event with Brave Books. We wanted to have a nice story time for children, and the books are just beautiful, and they instill good, wholesome values, and they're family friendly, and we just think it would be a great event for the children. We have printouts that Brave Books sends to the hosts in our host kit. They send the books that we'll be reading today, the 6 books, in the host packet. We have stickers, we have some great gifts for the children, all patriotic toys, American flags, balloons. My daughter made cookies that she's in the back. And so we have lots of great things for the children and families.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to keep trust me.
Reading time.
Hi, how you doing?
Talking about? Which books are they talking about not to ban?
Tremble as I step.
My name is Nayoka Powell. I'm here today reading Brave Books, As Brave as a Lion. The reason I came today was because these are books that are filled with morals and a challenge for the children to learn how to overcome adversity. Our little one loves the Brave Book collection, so this was a very great event for us to take part in, and we hope other parents enjoy the books as much as we did. And I thank Moms for Liberty for hosting here at Jamestown Library. This was a great experience for us all. Thank you for coming.
You can't just run away. Someone must go find help. Arthur the lion, maybe.
Looks like there might be some mischief afoot. Let's find out. The heist of the century, complete with danger, intrigue, and fancy suits. But this wasn't a heist to steal it. The ballroom? My apologies, Blackheart, sir, Slobgob said as he entered the study. Sorry to have kept you waiting. A shadowy figure grunted from the darkness. Never mind that. Where's Team I am not.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
And I'm not part of a hate group. I just believe in parental rights.
Yes, but when a person is over 18, then parental rights is law.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want.
But then they
But I
have to
will
be
not-
shunned away from society.
Well,
They have to be put in a
that's
different
not my
part of
purview.
society.
That's not my purview. My purview is parental rights. It's appropriate for children.
Reading?
Yeah, it's inappropriate for a man to wear a dress. Yes, in a library reading to small children. And if you can't answer that yourself,
Why?
then that's the problem.
No, I don't actually have a problem.
No, I'm not saying that you have a problem. I'm just saying that's the problem. If you can't answer that question yourself, then
I'm
that's
going
a
to say
problem.
bless you, and I'm going to say that
Have a
go
good
out
day.
and watch my maker.
Oh, like a little teeny mouse can be so brave and lead others to go on a great adventure to do what is right. So next we're going to learn about the mouse and the sea. And you're going to learn about how it's so important to have good friends that you can rely on and how to be a great friend to others. Mouse often helped his friends who walked and his friends who flew, but with his faithful diving suit, he could now help his friends who swam. He picked up his pot of soup, swung his legs out over the edge of his little boat, and plunk, dove in. Look at him, he's got a little tomato sauce boat going on there.
Jeff, Dr. paused, said, and took Jeff's hands. You'll need to get plenty of rest. Something is going on with your body that isn't quite right.
Anyway, buy a book.
Well, come on in and enjoy the day.
Nobody's banning anything.
That's not really
Not yet.
talk about. Can you? Okay. Hi. Extending my hand.
Well, we have,
trying to have a normal conversation.
Same constitutional rights to be standing out there. You guys didn't have them, huh? So, you know, we are actually here.
I do have the same right to not pay attention.
Do you live in Jamestown? Does that matter? Because this is a free country.
But no, I'm just curious.
I do not live in Jamestown.
I was just curious.
Dramatically, you know, just beautiful. Things that kids can relate to about friendship, being brave, overcoming difficult times, and yeah, that's just it. They're really lovely books. This is the book I'm reading, Surfing, Fear of Surfing, something like that.
What's the theme of the book?
It's about overcoming fears, you know, and just carrying on in life, so nothing wrong with that. And quite frankly, these protesters are misguided. They really are. Yeah.
I saw you trying to, engage with them very politely and nicely.
Well, there's nothing not to be polite about. We're reading books here, and unfortunately, they just want to
Right on Amazon.
be angry. And really, there's no evidence to support any of their anger or any of their rage. All of their accusations are unfounded, and that's really it. Yeah. That's it. Looking forward to reading. Anybody ever try surfing? Wow. What was it like? Were you afraid or exciting?
Yeah.
Good. Well, this is a story about a little mouse that tries surfing for the first time. And all sorts of crazy things happen to her. So let's find out, see if we can see.
Our family chose you and they love you. And this is a story about how Dear Ballard learned how much his family loved him. And he waited. So he was very sad because he wasn't getting.
Excellent. All right, you're all going to be great singers. You're going to sing nice and loud. You ready? Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Great. All right, now first.
Joe Powers, Republican Party of Rhode Island chairman.
And why are you here today?
So I came down here today because of Moms for Liberty invited me down to come into their Meet You at the Library event where they were going to be reading to children books that are appropriate for children throughout Rhode Island, and it was an amazing turnout and an unbelievable event. You know, I have a weird approach when it comes to protesters. Providing everyone stays in check with themselves, with their emotions, I see no reason why people shouldn't protest things. I'm always curious on why they're doing it, though. Like, what is it about Moms for Liberty reading to children regular, wholesome books that makes them so upset? It makes them want to stop. It almost seems like there's an agenda there that people are wanting a certain type of education or the word I'm looking for, enrollment of any kind to move kids in a certain direction, and they don't want anybody to impede upon that.
I came to support Moms for Liberty today because I believe in everyone's right to be here at the library. I kind of engaged a little bit more outside with the protesters to try to understand why they're here protesting. They have signs outside that say freedom to read and everyone belongs to the library, but yet they're here protesting this group of moms just trying to read books to children, you know, regular books without the sexualization in it, and they're outside protesting it. And nobody could really answer. Instead, we were met with a lot of aggression. Me and two other people outside just asking normal questions. The police had to step in and let them know, like, hey, you know, they have a right to be over here. They have a right to engage. And it was just really hard to try to understand them and why they're here protesting this group. because they just were not nice.
I'm a disabled war veteran. I came by, a man put his hands on me, and he's lucky he's not 30 years younger because it would have been a big problem. And we had to call the police, and I made it very clear to him that nobody will ever touch me, a woman, a child, or
A great event. It was very nice to have just a nice, peaceful family event where we could just read books to kids, come together as friends and families, and just read like really great books that teach great lessons. And a lot of them were really funny. A lot of them were exciting, and it was nice to have the kids be interactive with us. And I think everybody just had a really great time. And this is really what family events are for.
I'm here today as a candidate running for governor of Rhode Island as a Republican, but I am a big fan of Mothers for Liberty and also the Brave Book series. And it was so wonderful seeing all these children smile while we read wholesome, fun books with a lot of humor, and it just was a wonderful experience, a really pleasant day. Thank you.
Great event. The readers all did a fantastic job keeping the children engaged. We had great people show up with their children, adults who were interested in the event, and I think it was just a wonderful day.
Anything else you'd like to add?
I'd like to thank everybody who came out, and I'd be happy to see you soon. And I'd like to thank Brave Books for the great books that they've put out and allowed us to read. I just wanted to clear up a few things. Number one, I believe that gentleman that works for the Westerly Library said something about Moms for Liberty being one of the organizations that wanted to ban books. We have not at any point that I know of tried to ban any book. I believe the issue is just about having books that are appropriate, age appropriate for children. And I believe it is our job as adults, as parents, as representatives, to make sure our children are protected from things that their brains are not ready to accept. And the way that this bill was written takes away my rights to make sure that my children and other children are not placed in positions when they walk into a library to see things that they are not ready to see. Every parent and child should feel safe to go into a library to learn. It should be a welcoming environment, but at an age-appropriate level. We need to protect them. And that's really all that I wanted to say, because I believe this bill takes away my rights and the rights of the people who represent me if I want to address my government with any kind of grievance regarding something that's not appropriate for my child. Thank you.